I filled in all the areas with at least 2 lines of machine stitch, sometimes 3 and 4, because you just get a really nice definition of texture and line. So this side is the purple side, and this side is the green side. So I suspect we'll end up with a double-sided piece of work. So now we have fun with the heat gun. So I'm going to start off on the low setting. When you work with a heat gun, you need to have about 1 inch between your work and the end of the heat gun. It's actually hotter at that point. And what I would do is just keep your heat gun in one place, wait for the Tyvek to start to melt, and then move your heat gun. Again, this is a lovely exercise in control. Because you have 3 layers of different colored Tyvek, and you also have 2 layers of polyester organza, it's quite interesting to see how many layers of color you can expose. You might find it easier to keep lifting off your heat gun. Excuse my camera being here. Just a little health and safety advice. When you're working with a heat gun and an iron, and I will probably remind you this through all the videos, do work in a well-ventilated room. If you start to get a headache, then stop. If you're using water-based paints, polyester organza and Tyvek, you won't be getting any fumes, but I don't know what kind of breathing problems you might have. So always just be careful. It's always better to be safe than sorry. As long as you're working in a well-ventilated room, then you shouldn't have any problems at all. I'm going to turn the heat gun up to high now. You can see how far and fast it goes. Great fun. Try to start exposing different colours, because that's where the fun begins, and how you learn control. It would probably help to tell you that I'm working on the towel with some baking parchment. Don't work straight onto your table. If your Tyvek starts to pucker up and buckle up, as this is, you can start to work from the other side of the Tyvek. And of course, this can then start problems, because then you don't know which side you like best. It's a bit of a worry, really. Don't let your hand drop. You need to keep the heat gun about 1 inch away from the surface of your work. You can keep turning it over. I must admit I prefer this side because there's more colour to this side. I'm trying to get through to the orange without going all the way through and melting and creating a hole. So it's quite interesting. I do like to include black if I can on these layered processes, because you do get really lovely definitions of the design where the black, either the Tyvek or the polyester organza, shows through. But that's just a personal preference. The thing to do is to play and find out what you enjoy. Sometimes I think I should leave plain areas of Tyvek, because you do get a really lovely contrast to the textured and the smooth. But I can't leave it. I have to keep heat gunning it, because you just don't know what's going to happen if you try. So sometimes it can be nice just to leave areas of calm, if you like, so you can actually see the texture against a calm piece of color. But I'll try and do that with this piece, because this is actually working quite well, this spiral here, and I do love the colors coming through. It's just trying to make sure that I don't heat all the way through. Okay, I think that's probably enough on that now. I'd quite like to expose a bit more orange around here. I might see how I go. I'm just going to work on the other side now. This is a more subtle color combination, but nonetheless very pretty. And then, of course, you have to decide which side you like. I'm just finishing off the edges now. I quite like this side. I'm going to leave these green pieces in so there's a bit more contrast. So I think that'll do for now. So we have the pretty pale green on one side, and I've gone through quite a lot. You can see my hand through there. And then you've got the darker, more contrasting blue with a flash of orange there. It's quite firm, and it's a little bit lumpy and bumpy. And for what I need for my next trick, I need it to be quite flat. So what I'm going to do is iron it very carefully, just warm it up to flatten it. And what I'm going to do is take these three pieces. They've got different colors on each side, and I'm going to make a box. Whoops, I'm going to make a box out of these. I'm going to cut them in half. I'll just show you with not my best dressmaking scissors. So I'm just going to cut this in half now. Don't scream, it's fine. I can always make another one if I need to. I have the video to remind me what I've done. So I need 6 pieces this size, and I'm going to make a box, which I'll show you in the fullness of time at the end of this video. So you can see that these look quite nice layered up. There's lots and lots of ways of working with this. Because this is quite firm, you can roll it, bend it, shape it. They do make very, very beautiful pieces of work. So I'm now just going to cut up the rest of the pieces that I need and make a box for you. So some of these are lacy enough, like these two. I'll be able to find holes to stitch with those. But this one and a couple of others do need a few holes for me to be able to get a needle through. So I'm just using a hot soldering iron to create some holes. I might even use fine wire to stitch these with or lace them with. Do keep cleaning your soldering iron, because the polyethanol will build up on the end of your soldering iron. So keep cleaning your soldering iron with the wire wool, and then just persevere with more holes. As you can probably imagine, this won't be a very fine and delicate piece of work. But that doesn't stop you from doing something fine and delicate. So I'm literally just pressing in midair, creating some holes to either thread a needle and a thread through, or I might use the wire because that will be easier. I'll see how I go. We'll find out shortly. So that one's done. Just clean the soldering iron again. So I'm just making holes with the soldering iron.